faith alone. Song in my head. Let's pick up something a little more relaxing. Island Walks, original mix. Yasumo until forever 2020. Welcome back to Build Theory. I'm Aurian Archive, and we're kicking this off with a. Oh, I really hate it. Titan Melee. This is a request build, and give me a minute while I'm still setting things up here. And let's get a couple more windows open. And turn the music down a bit. Okay. And look like I've got a scaling error on the window. Let's get you up into the right size. Alright. And we want to be doing head for tanker. Let's see, I've got a radiation rad melee. See, the last one I worked on was this one. Alright, there's our radiation melee. And we'll do this window as a new clear. Tanker. And make our work window the front window. Okay. And all right. So the request is for a radiation melee or radiation armor Titan melee tank. Now, Titan melee is the one set in the recent tanker improvements that didn't improve at all. If anything, the set has either been nerfed or is due to be nerfed. I'm not sure what the live state of the set is. And the reason for that is the live server developers, in this case Paragon Studios, when they constructed Titan Melee, they gave Titan Melee over targeted cones, over targeted arcs, and they gave it greater damage, formulaic compared to any other set. And the reason for this is that Titan Melee has two different modes. It has a high performance mode, and it has a low performance mode. And low performance mode has really long animations. High performance mode has very quick animations. And there's a momentum mechanic that as you attack, your Titan melee builds momentum and thus can swing their weapon faster and thus do more damage. The enforced momentum is enforced by the system. There's no way around it. And to count in the offset to having damage taken away is that Titan melee was given more damage. Well, in the first round of adjustments to Titan melee to bring it more in line with other sets is, to reference myself, I told the developers, and I made it clear the first option on the table to deal with Titan Melee is to remove the momentum mechanic entirely. And the reason for removing the momentum mechanic is that the mechanic itself is the only reason Titan Melee had overvalued figures. I'm not a fan of Titan Melee, and I have a Titan Melee and Energy Titan, and Titan Melee Energy Brute, and the Enforced Momentum mechanic is it is absolutely frustrating to play. As a play experience, as a miserable experience. As a damage king, yes, you can rack up some crazy damage numbers with Titan Melee, but it's just not worth the trade-off. It's it was a badly designed set from the get-go. There were better ways to possibly have implemented the mechanic in one of those. There could have been degradation, basically power over time degradation. The longer you stay in momentum, say, the more you're in endurance, or each attack cost. So if if you've been in momentum for a long period of time, and your endurance your attacks start costing more and more endurance to cost, and thus you have an incentive to get out of momentum mode, or you need somebody, or you need a teammate, or you need a build that's designed to keep your endurance up to deal with increasing endurance cost, and thus you achieve the same effect. You didn't have There didn't have to be a bonus to the damage levels. You could have just stayed in momentum and not been kicked out of it. You just use more and more endurance until you either have to reset or take a break because you're exhausted. Or that's one way that uh, that Titan Melee could have been approached that would not have broken the experience for the average player. And just to we'll look at my brute first, and we can kind of see what I did. And last time I touched that brute, hang on, my cat's meowing. Anyways, let's see. Titan weapon, energy aura. This can't. This may be. Alright, so when you're taking Titan weapons, you really need to be taking all of the powers because of the momentum mechanic. There's not really a skippable power among the set. And I took it with energy aura, in which, yeah, overload, completely skippable. And I think I just took that for the luck of the gambler proc. And what I was going for on here was that high recharge. Well, this is on a melee character, 169. If we check where is, did I? Yeah, super hasten taken. Well, check hasten. Um, with agility rate radial up, it's in the perma hasten, and this gives build momentum a recharge time of 23 seconds. So basically, the whole point of my build is to drive recharge, 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 recharge. And the more recharge you have, the more often you can get build momentum up, the more you can aggressively counter the enforced momentum kick out. And let's see what do I have a radiation tanker? Yeah, that's the one in the background. We've got, this was the last one I worked on. We're going to just bring the one in the background to the front. And the radiation tanker has a very low level recharge, but it does get a recharge component under beta decay. And we'll ramp beta decay up. Okay. And we're already dropping 2 powers. I'm not really sure that this can be made to work properly. Or at least not to keep the bonuses that are in place. we got a recharge on Gloom and Prism. Did I have to mitigate any knockback? Okay, I did have to mitigate knockback on Arc of Destruction. That looks like the only one that I had to mitigate knock on. Okay. Alright, we may have to change how radiation therapy is learning. Alright, let's just get into it. Wait a second. Have I done Titan on a tank? Lactate. Okay. Here's a look at an Elect Titan. Alright. So I dropped Crushing Blow and Titan Sweep. Okay. May be able to make this work then. I'm not sure how well it's going to work, but may be able to make it work. Oh, and for quick comparison's sake, since I don't actually have a radiation tank, this is the radiation build I do have. Um, basically TFO or TFOZ, the final option. And we're actually cranking a pretty good recharge. And he's got Hasten. And do a quick compare between this and the tanker. Between this and the tanker armor. Alright. May be able to make this work. Okay, tanker. Do I have any other? No. Just rad. It's a rad energy melee. And that just crashed out. Cute. Alright. That one's not working. Seems to be one of the first crash outs I've had. Okay, swap for Titan weapons. How bad's our damage? We lost 1, 2, 3 powers. Alright, we lost a PBAOE. We lost a kinetic combat. And we lost a blistering cold. We can pick up a blistering cold. In Rend armor. Okay, then I need a kinetic combat. Excuse me. Radiation therapy. We may have to yank some slots from this. What are we picking up? A recharge time. Kinda don't want to drop that. Okay, so we need a smashing lethal defense. And this was just a regeneration nanoproc, so we don't really need that. We could just keep the same slotting here. And then we just need smashing. Okay, we could get it with the obliteration. But then that doesn't mitigate the knock. Okay. How bad was our knock? Not that bad, actually. Okay. I'm thinking swap follow through, which is a melee to kinetic combat. And a Whirling Smash will give it those 5 slots from the tanker ATO. And we'll do that 6th slot as Overwhelming Force. Boost up follow through. Alright, that picks us up a slot, which we'll do Gladiator Chance, and we'll do the Accuracy Endurance Recharge. Okay. Doesn't give us any damage, but it does give us a starter. Okay. Well, let's try and turn defensive sweep off. Okay. Our defensive values remain the same. So we're rocking pretty good there. Meltdown isn't actually buying us anything stat-wise, other than the plus damage and the plus recovery. And what's our recharge look like for where is build momentum? Build momentum isn't getting anything. So it's going to be on a really long recharge timer. Oh well. Alright, well, okay, so to reiterate, Titan Melee sucks to play. I would never actually make this build. I would never actually play this build, but at least the stats are there for it to be survivable.